On this day I set off hoping to capture an image of snow-covered mountains. Conditions stopped me from doing that, but I succeeded in creating a sharp image showing the bleak beauty of winter in a place where I struggle to stand still in the strong winds.
Winter has now officially arrived and autumn is well and truly past. All the wonderful vibrant colours we had in autumn are now gone. So I'm out today at the start of winter, and it's quite sad in some ways that autumn is past. However, for me, I quite like winter, to be honest. I look forward to the snow, to the ice, to the frost, frozen lakes, snowy mountains, that sort of thing. It's quite difficult travelling obviously, but in terms of photography I really enjoy it. So today I'm on my way up a hill or a section of hills, some mountains. I'm going to be going really high. It's quite a difficult climb, I believe. And as you can see probably from the video already, we have arrived in winter. You'll see that in the trees, but there are some odd splashes of colour going around which would make for quite a nice image. So on my way up, if I see anything worth photographing, I'll certainly stop and take it if it's got some nice colour in it. That'll work quite well on a day like today. But my reasoning for going up a mountain is that due to the poor light at ground level, nothing is really that interesting. It's certainly okay for woodland images, and as I said, I'll take something on the way up if I see something that captures my interest. But I've really come out today to try and climb up quite high because I want to capture the start of winter. There's some snow on the surrounding mountains, and my thought process is that if I can get up high, hopefully look across at some of the mountains with snow on them and get a nice image, because although there's not a lot of nice light at ground level, the sky is quite interesting. And when I'm out at this time of year in Scotland, out in the country, up the hills, up the mountains, it can be quite bleak, and that's the sort of weather it is today. So it's not ideal conditions, some people may think, but to me personally, I really like to capture the mountains, etc. in this sort of light, because it really is how they are most of the time when I'm in them, at this time of year anyway, as we are into winter. So that's my plans. I'm going to keep going up this quite difficult to walk path and hopefully get up to a nice high vantage point to get some nice images of the mountains and the quite nice moody sky we've got today. On my journey up, I've just found one of those images I was speaking about a few minutes ago, which I think will work quite well today. It certainly looks nice to my eye here as I look into the scene. But I was drawn to these rocks. They've got some wonderful colour on them, as has the ground in this woodland area. And there's a natural path between the rocks. It's not actually a path. It's just the difference between where there's heather and grass, etc. growing on the ground in the woodland. But it forms a nice path, a nice leading line off to this fairly interesting tree in the distance, which certainly looks very old. There's some nice moss and growth on it as well. So it's a very old looking scene here in a pretty old woodland. Certainly one which I think will work quite well today in the type of light that I've got, because there's some nice colour on the ground and on the rocks, etc. Quite pleased with it, and I think it's certainly worth stopping off to take. So this certainly is quite a climb. I've seen a few things that interested me in the way up, would have made for some nice images, but I've decided to just walk past them, everything except one composition which you'll now see, so hopefully you like that one. But I've decided to put my attention on the climb itself. I've got roughly 1.5 hours to sunset. I don't think there's going to be any fantastic colour or anything today. You never know, fingers crossed there may be. But I need to spend most of my time on the climb. I don't want to run out of light once I get to the top. I want to get to the top so I can see over all these trees and look across to the snow-covered mountains. and try and work on a nice shot to mark the start of winter, or a few weeks into winter at least. So that's my intentions. I've had a quick stop, rehydrated myself, and it's time to keep going. With some very treacherous conditions in Iceland and places like that, but for me personally, this is the hardest to take image I've ever taken due to the wind strength. Also, when I open my hood, it is bitterly cold. If you expose your fingers even just for a second to work the camera, they are absolutely frozen. I've been blown off my feet just walking. It is unbearable, really. I'm not able to get an image with snow in it today for two reasons. One, it wouldn't make that great an image, and two, there is no real shelter I can get to take a decent image. I've seen some wonderful light earlier on. I tried to take the image, there is no way I could get my camera stable. It just kept blowing over. I could have pinned it to the ground with rope and spikes, and there was just no way you could get the image. So I've been forced to take a composition which I still like, but hopefully it's a little bit stable and I'll get a sharp image. But the vlog is over for me. I'm going to pack up and head home. It's now sunset, so I'm going to get off of here, and I'll be quite glad to get back, but I really have enjoyed it. But for me personally, this is the most challenging image I've ever taken. It might not be my best one, but I won't forget taking it, that's for sure.